Hello, kids. Welcome to the Learner Spot by Choosy. This is a fresh series based on the English grammar which is included in the syllabus of the books of Standard 5 and above. This is to assist you to understand English grammar better. If you like the video, do like, share, and subscribe. Now, we all write every single day, whether it is students studying or writing essays or people writing text messages, reports, emails, etc. That means we all compose sentences that are crafted from different parts. Yep, there are different parts of sentences. And guess what? Learning about the different parts could show a mastery of language. A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. A sentence is a group of words arranged in a specific order which makes complete sense. Example, Mary had a little lamb. Now let's take the group of words in a corner. It makes sense but not complete sense. Such a group of words is called a phrase. Like if we say in the east. Now to make complete sense, we have to add a subject. We say the sun rises in the east, which is a sentence. In the east is a phrase. Other examples are in the long run, a bed of roses, of great beauty, etc. These are all phrases. Now in the earlier classes, kids started learning about the different parts of a sentence. These parts give each word of a sentence a job, and every complete sentence needs a subject and a predicate. But what exactly are they? Every sentence we talk about consists of two parts. We must talk about or name a person or thing, and we must say something about that person or thing. That is, we must have a subject to speak about, and we must say or predicate something about that subject. The subject is a part of the sentence about which something is said in the sentence. The subject can be a person, place, or thing. It can be a noun or a pronoun in singular or plural form, depending on the nature of the sentence. The predicate is the part of the sentence which is said about the subject. It can be a single word or a number of words. It is used to tell the reader what the subject does. Example, you should love your country. Here, you is the subject. Should love your country is a predicate, what we are saying about the subject. The predicate of a subject is the part that modifies the subject in some way. Because the subject is a person, place, or thing that a sentence is about, the predicate must contain a verb explaining what the subject does, and it can also contain a modifier. Thus, the subject is a noun or pronoun based part of the sentence, and a predicate is a verb based part of the sentence. The predicate is all the words in the sentence that gives more information about the subject, like these books belong to my brother. My brother passed the examination. If I come up to you and say your father, you know the subject about which I want to talk about, but I have said nothing about the subject. To make a sentence, I must say something about your father. Most often, the subject precedes predicate, that is, usually the subject comes first, but occasionally it is put after the predicate. As, here comes a bus. The bus is the subject here. A subject can also be put in the middle of a sentence, like a barking sound the shepherd hears. The shepherd is a subject and not a barking sound as it would appear. Sentences like she danced, he talked are very simple examples of what predicates are, since the predicate is expressed entirely by one word. But there are sentences which can have compound predicates, which gives us two or more details about the same subject and has two or more verbs joined by a conjunction. Example, she visited her cousins and met all her friends. In this example, she is the subject and the rest is a predicate. In English, I am is often described as the shortest sentence, but this is not exactly correct. While it can be a complete thought, it doesn't explain what I am. We are leaving out an implied word which completes a sentence. Whatever you add to it, that is, add to I am, will technically form the predicate of the sentence. For instance, I am playing guitar. You have added playing guitar to complete the sentence. The same goes for other short sentences like I can and I will. What could confuse you are sentences which omit a subject. As surprising as it may sound, the shortest complete sentence in the English language is go. How can that be? After all, it is only a verb, seemingly without a subject or a predicate. There are two things you'll need to understand before this example will make sense. If you tell a person to do something, they are the assumed subject of the sentence. What you really mean when you say go is you go. Unlike the to be word used above in the I am example, go is an action word and not a state of being. Therefore, a complete predicate in itself. It needs no further explanation or qualification to make sense. You can go anywhere as long as you heeds the imperative. If you knock at the door and I say come in, you understand that I mean you come in. Here it is clear that one part of the sentence has not been expressed, although it has been understood. This part is a subject. If I shout run, I mean you run. Now let's move on to a test time. Let's test our new skills. We'll build a sentence and you guess the subject and predicate. Ready? Go. He reads. This is pretty simple. There are only two words. The subject here is he and the predicate is reads. Can you still identify the subject and predicate with more words? He reads the book. The subject is still he, but the predicate has some extra words. Reads the book. Since it's still modifying the subject and contains a verb, it's serving the same function. Are you ready to kick it up a notch? He reads the book in the park on Tuesday. Can you guess the subject? It's still he. The predicate is slightly more complicated. Reads the book in the park on Tuesdays. Yep, all of it. How about when the subject isn't at the start of the sentence? Maria's sisters are going to the pool. The subject here is not Maria, even though it seems so. It is actually about Maria's sisters. They are the subject. The predicate is going to the pool because it shows what the sisters are doing. Let's try one more. Maria really liked the painting because it reminded her of her childhood. If you identified Maria as a subject, you are correct. Likewise, if you said it, you are also correct. This subject has two parts which are joined by because. Maria is the subject of the predicate really liked the painting, and it is the subject of the predicate reminded her of her childhood. Another way to practice the subject and the predicate is to illustrate simple pictures of actions and describe who, that is the subject is, and what they are doing, that is a predicate. Use your imagination and have fun with it. There are endless combinations of subjects and predicates. Happy learning. Enjoy yourselves while I find my predicate. I will end the video. I'll sign off. I am saying bye. The list can be endless. The end. This is a phrase. Let me complete the sentence. This is the end. I mean of this video. We'll meet again soon with the second video in this series. Hope to see y'all again soon. Bye. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.